I'm back in London today and I've got a pretty interesting day ahead of me full of business meetings and public speaking. And so I thought today could be a pretty interesting day to vlog and to document, to try and show off my life in the day of my life of an entrepreneur. So if that sounds interesting, this could be the video for you.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
I worked my way up there, so I started off as a grad. Well, actually, I started off interning there in between your second and third year, as most of you might be aware. Managed to convert that. Infrastructure itself has certain specific characteristics that we look for. So infrastructure investing, you're looking for companies or assets that have very stable cash flows, that are inflation or index linked, and then finally have relatively strong competitive moats. All right, what's going on, everyone? I'm back from London, but I'm still not back home. In fact, today I'm in Birmingham to give my second talk in 2 days at Birmingham's Finance and Investment Society. Should be a good one. I'll, of course, keep it entirely recorded. I might post it, I'm not sure, but stay tuned on the channel just in case. In other news, we got an exciting update when it comes to the property investment journey. We'd put in an offer for a property of £178,000, which was £7,000 below asking price, and it's been accepted. However, my dad and I are now a bit concerned that we may have still overbid despite being lower than the guide price. So we're going to do a little bit more of analysis and we might actually pull out of the deal despite having got the winning bid. But more about that maybe in another video. Let's see. For now, enjoy and on to the actual Birmingham talk. See you. But in terms of what the skills that were critical or that were linked to banking, for example, is I was working with the founders to analyze their business models, to look through their projections, to look through, what things can we do to streamline the business? And when you're working in investment banking or in private equity, those are the exact same things that you're doing, but for the companies that you're either advising or for the companies that you're investing into. So those were the things that I mentioned in my CV or during my interviews that people, like the analysts and associates at the time who were interviewing me, actually were interested in and asked me loads of questions on. I would say that a lot of people think that there is a good translation of private equity across into startups or entrepreneurship because, okay, if you're working with businesses and you're consulting them on how to grow, surely you know the same sort of things when you're building your own. But actually it doesn't work that way because, these businesses are worth billions. My business is making maybe a couple of grand a month or something. It's just not on the same scale. It's not the same sort of problems. Talk done. It is now 9 p.m. Time to get back home and get some hopefully, I think well-deserved rest.
Wavy, I'm different gravy. Sometimes I pick up, I start fuck what you talking about, I ain't worried.
That's all, folks.